So this is the first session for 2026 for Data Masters. I'll just start with a few reminders. So again, this is Data Masters brought to you by Data Engineering Pilipinas. So I'll be hosting your session for tonight. So my name is Yui. For those who are new here, so Data Masters is a community-driven initiative by DEP or Data Engineering Pilipinas, and it brings together a dedicated group of individuals. So in this channel, in this session, we share our passion for honing project presentation, interview and resume skills, and knowledge sharing in a very supportive and collaborative environment. So this is our safe space. So our community members, we invite community members to speak. We have invited speakers that will walk us through various topics in data engineering, analytics, AI, and related fields. What's different for tonight? So we're doing a resume roast session. So where we review resumes submitted by community members. So earlier this week, we also asked for volunteers or participants to submit the resume in advance so that we can also provide them to our guest speakers. So these resumes will serve as our main topic, but we will definitely have more if we have time later. But again, for every one of us here, that the resume serves as the first impression that recruiters and companies get from us, and it's very important in our in our job hunting journey. So in this session, we hope to find out what we can improve from our resumes by hearing some tips and feedback, and other suggestions from our guest speakers. So before we get started, so I just want to remind everyone, so you can type your questions anytime in the chat. And we always have a Q&A portion later after the program. And this session is being recorded, so you can watch the replay later in our DP channel, so we have on YouTube. And you can also share with your colleagues who were not able to make it today. And again, we're also here today with Ms. Kata, Matt, and Joms, volunteers also for Data Masters, who's going to manage the chats and be our technical person. So if nakita niyo yung mga posters, si Matt po gumawa nun. So yeah, pati po yung nasa screen ko ngayon. So yes, so yeah, thank you Matt so much for the artistic side of Data Masters. Yeah. So right now, let's move on to the main event. We have three guest speakers, and I'll be introducing them briefly. So these are our resume critics for tonight's resume roast. So we have three powerful and strong women in tech. Resume roaster number one. So si Miss Camille Nepomuceno. So she's a data analyst. And so Miss Camille is a recruiter turned data analyst at Connect OS, where she focuses on candidate placement success metrics, salary benchmarking, and evaluating AI tools for business development opportunities. So recently, she helped their company determine the optimal timing to adopt a new AI platform by assessing the company's data maturity. So biology yung background ni Miss Camille, and she has been a recruiter before becoming a data analyst. So there's we value someone who has been in the recruiting space. So hopefully we learn as much as we can. And then our next one is our second resume roaster is si Miss Kyla. So she is a current consultant and also an FTW graduate. So she's a consultant at Zlip Solutions, and she specializes in data engineering with experience in BI, business intelligence, and data governance. And so she's also a support instructor for the FTW's data science program. And then the third one is si Miss Chloe Lixis, and she is a data analytics and CRM tech lead. So at an energy company. So she's a career shifter with 4 years of experience in HR. She's also a support instructor and mentor at FTW. So also for the data science program. So we have here people with either consulting background, already in the industry, and also people from with recruitment or HR background. So this, I hope that ako personally excited ako to really learn from them. So again, bigay lang ako ng guidelines on how this resume session will be happening for tonight. No, so We previously asked for call for resumes that we can review and we can uh, parang slot for tonight. So right now we shortlisted like 6 resumes, and the goal is to have around 5 to 7 minutes for our guests to review each resume, so one at a time. And then definitely, if we have more time at the end of the session, I know everyone has very specific questions, siguro, or like something that you have follow-ups. So we'll also open the floor for that. For each session, for each review, so if the person is present here, if you have some questions, so feel free then, and then you can get the feedback live. So yun. Without further ado, to maximize our time, so I think we can start with the resume review. I hope nakain na kayong dinner dahil ibang gutom naman. Yes. So yeah, our hunger for knowledge and pag-roast. And so just to also brief our guests for tonight, kay Miss Kyla, Miss Camille, and Miss Chloe. So the succession would be, the first one will be si Miss Kyla, and then second si Miss Chloe, and then third si Miss Camille, and then iikot lang po tayo for the second batch. And yun, so we received resumes with people na entry level or fresh graduates. We also have some for career shifters, para if we have some audience na career shifters here, you also have an idea or insight how to best attack like applying as a career shifter. And then we also have a data professional, like how will you level up if you're already in the career space and like you want to level up your career. So yun. Without further ado, so I think uh, does anybody have questions? Quickly, you can type in the chat. Siya, sinabihan po namin yung mga guest speakers na wag po mag-hold back. Joke. Ayun. Basta as in like, this is really a safe space for everyone. So, I mean, it's let's just make the best use of the skills of our guest speakers. Ayan. So I think wala na pong questions. So it's 8:10. I'll give the floor to our first resume, and our first guest will be Miss Kyla to review this resume. I'll just share the resume on the screen. And so anytime, Miss Kyla, you can unmute, and then you can maybe we can possibly go over this po. Thank you.
All right. Hello everyone. Good evening. Audible ba ako?
Yes po.
Ayan. So this is for Miss Angel and ayan. So we received your resume before and I reviewed this before the session. And the first thing I would like to comment is masyado siyang mahaba. So um, generally when we say resume, it's usually just one page. So something this long would be more fitting for a CV for your curriculum vitae. So if you scroll down, Yui, you will see na kompleto yung 2 pages natin dito. And yung the people who are gonna be viewing this, yung HR, yung hiring manager, recruiters, whoever, they don't really have time to read everything. In fact, what they read is just the first few lines. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with this concept, but yung gaze of people reading resumes is just there. It's following a letter F. So yung first line, yun yung medyo mahaba yung mababasa nila. Then they'll skip a few lines down, and then a uh, short line lang naman, maybe a quarter of the line, and then they'll just glance down yung first few words of the next lines. So in this case, um, yung first page here is okay. So I gotta say I respect yung hustle ni Angel here because if you scroll down, you will see sobrang dami niyang internships, which I know she worked hard on this as a student, not to manage her time, but you have to trim this down. So not everything has to have a bullet point, and not everything has to have multiple bullet points. So for example, here, since yung first bullet here is Canva, which is her first job. That's actually a very strong experience na agad. And if uh and then going down here, makita mo it's all internships na. So some of these internships are actually not related to data engineering or um I think yung na-mention na aspiration here is AI engineer. So for those kinds of experiences mo, you don't have to put bullet points. Just put your the internship where the company, and then just put the date. That's it. No need to put their address. Just list them down as a bullet under other internships or something like that. So what you have to do is you have to cherry pick here yung strongest internship mo. So we got your first job experience, right? Then pick which one of these internships is the most appropriate for either data engineering or AI engineering role that you're trying to apply to. And then yun yung lagyan mo ng bullet point. And then the rest just list them down. And then going down here, um, could you scroll down? Ayan. So sa education natin here and even dun sa other certifications and achievements, once you have your first job, you need to cut yung high school stuff. So anything high school, tanggalin mo na. And then even yung college level, you also have to minimize na yung bullet points. This is to make sure na mag-fit. Basically, guideline is make it fit sa one page. Because really, nobody has time to read everything. Ayun. And then, so for these, marami kang achievements and they're important, yes. So how, what I would recommend is to prepare a separate CV, so curriculum vitae, which has yung complete experiences mo, and then a separate resume na one page na very concise that you would give depending on ano yung nire-request ng pinag-a-applyan mo na job. Ayun, yun yung um, main comments ko for Angel.
Yeah, thank you, Miss Kyla. Just wondering, is Miss Angel here? And if so, if you're okay to be identified, do you have any follow-up questions? Um, just please let us know in the chat. But yon, so ayun, it's nice. Talagang we start with the bang. So sabi ni Miss Kyla, mahaba siya. Period. So yon. So I think yun nga, yung F figure. So just look at the first slide and then very skim lang din. No, so yun, maganda yung credentials ni Miss Angel. Yun. Pero yun nga, we want to build a very good first impression po. And if anyone has any comments or like follow-up questions specifically on what Miss Kyla has said, just please let us know in the chat. We'll try to accommodate them before moving on to the next person po. Yeah, so I think wala po yata si Miss Angel here. And then we can just park some of the questions. Ayan yung pala si Miss Angel. Ayan, hi, hello. Ayan. Ayan. So, ayun. So, yeah, we'll move on shortly to the next one. This will be from Miss Chloe naman po.
Hello, good evening. Ayan, so rinig naman,
Po.
no? Alright,
Yes
good.
po.
Checking lang if Dave is here. Is he here? Kaway ka lang sa chat. Ayan. Alright, so for this one naman, for this resume, I think um I'll start with how it's organized. Typically, it should be the experience that comes first and the most recent experience. Here kasi, inuna niya yung 2024 rather than the 2025. But what matters is yung recency, kung ano yung recent experience niya. And then, usually, the skills will come after ng experience or education, no? So, ganun lang yung pagkakasunod-sunod. And then, similar to the comment of earlier ni Kyla is on the bullet point. While this naman, naka-structure siya, limited yung bullet points, no? Parang tatlo lang siya, ganyan. But it's good that you put quantifiable impact if that's possible. Like, for example, collaborated with senior developers. Parang that's quite that sounds like a responsibility more than an impact. So parang in that specific engagement, what was the result of that collaboration? May napabilis ba kayong process? May na-launch ba kayong X number of apps or whatever? So it matters na may numbers in what you add pagdating sa experience. And then additionally, um, you can also parang yung sa present, I just noticed lang yung tense of the verb. Usually, 'pag present job mo siya, naka-present tense 'yan kasi yun yung current mong ginagawa compared to the older roles that you have, ayun. And then scroll down lang, um, sige sa babang part, yeah. So the projects, it's good that you included it here. I'm just not sure if you have additional certifications or online courses that you took. So as I understand fresh grad ka. So dahil fresh grad yung profile mo, you might be interested to join a company at an entry level role. It matters that the recruiters know ano yung na-take mong other parang other certifications or learnings on top of the degree that you have, parang nakakadagdag yun. And then, yung sa education mo, yeah, that's okay. Maybe add the year kasi di ko alam na fresh grad ka. I just learned from the background also sent to us, no? So, ayun. And then, it also matters to, um, I think maybe not all, but it also matters to the recruiters if you add your non work experience, like dahil fresh grad ka, you might be active in organizations, student orgs. I think that matters kasi it shows na you have people experience or working with teams kahit fresh grad ka pa lang. So if active ka sa org, lagay mo din diyan yung ganong experience mo. So ayun, but hindi talaga to roast yung final word ko, but at least the good points, the format, it's clean. It's just a matter of choosing uh what to put first, and then adding more information such as your org work or certifications, if any, and then keeping it in this one page format. So, ayun. I think that's my comment lang naman. If you have questions, feel free to unmute yourself or chat in the chat box.
Yeah, thank you, Louis. So just to confirm then, if you're here, and otherwise, we'll move on to the next resume that we'll be reviewing. And thank you, Miss Chloe. Okay, so let's move on to the third one with Miss Camille po.
Great, ayan. Okay. So, dito, thank you for sharing those best practices, no? So, sa akin naman, siguro POV to ng recruiter, and at the same time, paano na rin tayo when it comes to AI assisted ATS o yung applicant tracking system ng mga na ginagamit ng mga recruitment firm or ng mga HR to screen their candidates. So for ano naman, for JEPRE, I see here, first, yung, siguro yung positioning ng ano niya. So, sa taas, no, nakita ko, madami pang personal information, tapos wala rin siyang summary. Kasi kung madaming na-screen yung mga recruiters, paano mo kukunin yung attention nila. So, it's best to have a summary above sa yon para makita naman like what's your intention here? Anong target mo ba? Anong purpose ng resume mo? And then, sa profile niya, it's really geared towards, it feels like an academic profile, not like a ready, an analyst ready to be hired. So, ayun naman din. And then, sa issue naman sa rules niya, there's really no clear target dun sa ibang roles. Like, yung education overwhelms yung experience. So, ang maganda dito is pakita naman natin ano yung mga outcome na na-achieve mo or any metrics na nagagawa natin. And seeing na nasa edu background ka, it's maganda rin naman na pakita siguro yung strength, how education or the academe could be used as ano yung strength doon? It's teaching, it's communication. Yan. And then, what else? Yun, siguro yung sa work experience, best na makita din, ano siya, month and year na makikita. And then, what else? Yun nga, paano, kung marirewrite mo yung bullet points, then paano mo siya i-reframe towards being na magiging analyst role siya, na instead like kahit yung yung project management intern mo, ano yung mga tools na hinandle mo if for you to using Excel to or to manage data or data clean up, like yung mga ganun. And then, at syempre dahil medyo may pagka-career shifter ang dating, maganda may ma-share ka na project, no? Like, wait. And, okay. So, yung reframing lang, it's really more like, ang biggest blocker mo is how you're telling your story, no? And then, so you don't really need more skills, but you need a better framing when it comes to showing your resume. Even yung sa yung pakita mo ano yung target role mo. Like being a data analyst, BI analyst ba, and then reframe your ano sa mga naging tasks mo before, mas aligned doon. Yun naman. Yeah, even yung sa thesis mo, if you could reframe that to yung kung anong tools na gamit mo and how it's for, para mas relate mo siya sa mga recruiters na not really technical. Ayun naman. Questions po? Jep, andito ka ba?
Pagalawin niyo po ang baso if nandito po kayo. Pero if wala po, yan, thank you so much, Miss Camille. I think we can proceed muna sa next resume. Please, if you have any questions po, please drop them sa chats. Our guests are also replying and reading to the comments. Yan. So for the fourth one, we'll be presenting another entry-level resume. This is also for Miss Kyla po.
Ayan, hello. So this one is from Alpha. And I think yung yung submission ni Alpha, he mentioned that he was not getting any callbacks from the companies. Nandito ba si Alpha? Ayan. I wanted to ask lang, what type of companies ba yung hinahanap mo?
Hello. Good evening po. AI companies po.
Okay, I see. So parang AI in that it's a startup, or is it more of traditional established companies that are venturing into AI?
It can be both po. At apologies, software engineer po yung nakalagay pero usually binabaga ko lang yan. AI engineer po pala dapat, sorry.
All right. Okay. So for your resume, it's actually very strong. So yung bullet points mo here, like yung projects mo, and strong naman siya. What I'd say is that this is masyado siyang strong for a junior role. If you're trying to apply for a junior role, I'd say that you'd have higher successes with startup companies than the traditional established companies. So we can see here that your very first line here is $376,000 complete gap by Google Cloud. and you have your own parang sa publications and project mo, you have your own parang you have your own tech na talaga that you're trying to do on your own, right? And I also saw yung Vercel mo. It was that is very, very good then. So, but, ito yung but, which I feel like, but hindi ka nakakuha ng callbacks. First of all, you're still a student. So, I saw here that you're you're still an undergrad. And then, second of all, yung first job mo as that is not contractual or that is not as an intern started September 2025 to present. So that's how many months? 4 months. So you are an undergrad and also your first job is only 4 months. 4 months. If I receive this resume, I would say that medyo risky ka hire into my company because medyo flight risk yung impression. Because you have very strong technical skills, hard skills. So what I think is, hindi kaya mainip to si Alpha after a few months sa company ko. So yun yung one thing. And then another thing is, uh, it's very strong, hard skills wise. What I'd like to see here more is yung soft skills naman. So a lot of this is very good work, but it's mostly solo work. It's a lot of creating your own stuff. So something that you can put here is maybe if you have any open source projects that you're part of, or if you have any team projects or uh, groups basically. So put something like that in, or maybe yung bullet points mo sa experience is put more soft skills dito. And also yun, put your experience sa taas, yun na, before you go into your technical skills. Yep, I think
Kasi po.
that's it.
Thank you po. Thank you po for the feedback.
Ayun, thank you po. Thank you po, Miss Kyla. Yan, nagkaroon lang po ako ng issue sa pag-share, pero I'll find a way to share the remaining ones po. So, ayun, if may other questions pa po si Sir Alpha, just let us know po sa chat. And then we'll proceed po sa next one with Miss Chloe po.
Hello again. Is Alvin here? Ano ba siya? Nakigalaw din daw ang baso. Nandito kami. Ayan. Oh, wala siya. Okay, sige. Pa-share screen na lang ulit. See.
Ask ko lang po kay Joms if kaya mo mag-share ng screen. Shinare ko lang po yung link or kay Miss Katapo. Si up ko na lang po kayo sa stage. Or ayan na po yata. Ayan, okay na po. Teka lang po Ayan, can you see the resume na po ni Sir Alvin? Ayan, thank you po.
Kita na. Thank you. Sige, wala lang si Alvin and the call, I think. But I was about to ask him sana na what specific consultant role he is interested in. Kasi that matters when you write your resume. Similar here, no? 3 pages siya, so mahaba. Ideally, the resume is just 1 pager. Tapos lahat ng magagandang ginawa mo and impactful, yun na yung nakalagay doon. Tailored to the role that you are applying for. So, ayun, he's interested to apply for a consultant role, but whether kung saang function yun, let's say whether that's in a data management team or in a finance operations team, that should be considered dun sa write-up niya or pagkakasunod-sunod nung experience na ilalatag niya. And then, in addition to that is how the experience was laid out. Again, it looked like a job description. Lead analytics, design and maintain SQL. So parang listahan siya of responsibilities of the role, but not the impact or projects. Meron siyang bullet dyan. If you scroll down, may notable projects. It could have been better if yun yung i-highlight niya, tapos shorten niya a bit yung, sorry, scroll up ka onte. Second, sa first page, meron na siya dyan eh. Bawat role kasi, ang ginawa niya, there's a role, ano yung responsibilities niya, and then notable project. Kunwari dun sa task us. So, 'pag ako yung recruiter, parang, hala ang daming nakasulat, saan ako magfo-focus? So, it could have been better if there's the role, then have one bullet for your project na you want to highlight, and then another bullet for summarizing all your responsibilities lang. So, that could have been a more concise format, hindi malilito yung nagre-review ng resume dun sa ginawa niya or dun sa value na binigay niya in the previous organizations. And then in terms of recency, okay naman yung pagkakalista niya. Mas nauna yung pinaka-recent. Um, and then sa bandang dulo lang din, no, the certifications, depending on the role that he is applying for, pwedeng yun lang yung ilagay niya. Kasi I understand, pwedeng masyadong maraming certifications of the applicant. And then the skills as well, mahaba yung bullets niya. I think that's like more than 10 or 10 bullets. So medyo mahaba no dun sa third page. Ideally, what's relevant to the role, yun yung ilagay. Or if you want to list all the relevant skills that you have, kahit hindi naman bullet format, kahit naka-comma siya, kasi hahaba, sayang yung space nung nasa resume. So, yun. Sayang wala lang si Alvin, no, para madiscuss sana kung ano yung relevant experiences that could be placed on the resume. But ayun, it's really choosing what matters. And then may inconsistencies then in terms of the format. Like, hindi siya like this, hindi siya masyadong readable for me. Parang ang daming nangyayari, ang daming nakasulat. Maybe it's the white space on both sides, parang hindi siya pantay. So medyo OC lang, no? OC remark na to, and baka nitpicking na to some, but it matters that you format it consistently. Like, why would you have a bullet, notable projects, tapos sa baba hindi naka-indent? So parang readability, you should also consider that on and formatting in writing your resumes. So, ayun. I saw a comment here, is recently made redundant appropriate to put in a resume. Yeah, I also saw that. Kahit hindi na eh. Dapat hindi na niya rin ilagay. Um, the years or the duration of experience is already enough. And then it's just the HR who will clarify later on what happened to your previous roles. Bakit ka umalis or bakit ka natanggal. So in your resume, if it doesn't matter that much naman. Um, that would be in the interviews na. Kasi yung ano rin naman, yung duration, like for example, December 2024 to July 2025, yung pagiging insights manager niya. And then medyo malapit lang naman siya dun sa September 2025 na role niya, no? So baka inisip ko, baka nilagay niya yung recently made redundant is because of the gaps on the timeline. But hindi naman sobrang layo nung gap, yung July to September. Ayun, kahit tanggalin na yun actually. Yeah, and then yung mga on-site, remote, parang di ko naman siya masyadong ano, parang di naman siya key information kumbaga. So, to make sense of the space, mas magandang i-highlight yung impactful work more than the type of work setup you had with your previous employers. And then yung kulang pa pala here is yung contact information. I'm not sure if na-redact lang niya or what, but ideally it should come at the first page near your name, yung relevant contact information like your email and mobile number. And ayun, you notice here also na meron siyang parang objective or summary. Sometimes it helps, sometimes generic information lang siya. So, just ensure that what you're adding as an objective sa umpisa is relevant to the role that you're applying for. Like, for example, here marami siyang sinabi na might be too general, or performance management, dashboard automation, people development, and then turning complex data into clear, actionable insights. So parang medyo all over the place lang yung um, areas or functions na dinescribe niya. If you are to write an objective, be sure it's specific. Kasi kaya nga siya nandun eh, para mas ma-filter or mas makita yung interest mo for that specific role that you are applying for. So that's it. Just to summarize, it's really um, making sense of the space, make it more concise, and choose relevant um, bullets only or relevant notes about the previous rules, and ensure that the formatting is clean. That's it for IBM. Is it better to ay sorry, may tanong pala. Is it better to include objective in CVs or it's fine to exclude it? I've asked some of my recruiter friends, hindi daw nila binabasa. So, maybe si Cam later baka meron siyang thoughts about it. Kasi may recruiter experience din siya. But yeah, sometimes ano lang siya eh, extra space. Magandang sa experience ka na lang maglagay. Ayun, thank you.
Thank you, Miss Chloe. Ayan, so we'll move on to our sixth and last submitted resume for tonight. Yan. And this will be for Miss Camille po.
Yan. I second yung sinabi rin talaga na format, if it's cleaner, it shows competence, no? It already reflects kung ano yung mapapakita mo sa work mo. And ayan. So, with Aaron, are you here? Are you around? Okay. So, actually, ang cute nga nung ano, nung voice niya. Okay, so for Aaron, ano naman, kita niyo naman, one pager, maganda, malinis at direct to the point. Ang ano lang is, ang current challenge niya would be wants to transition to data engineering role. And ang masasabi ko, kasi ito naman, you must show, siguro sa current resume mo, mas mata-target ka for more on analysts roles rather than data engineering roles, no? Kasi dito sa work experience mo, really it shows more on your analyst work other than pwedeng ma-highlight say yung sa data analyst work mo sa motorcycle rideshare startup company, the light blue one, na say papakita mo yung some data engineering ownership, say you can demonstrate how you like ano yung skill nito, what's the stack, did you design it, did you maintain it, or ikaw rin ba yung architect nung nung data nyo doon. And then for naman ang pain point siguro yung sa GitHub repo, syempre maganda pa rin since data engineering role na yung nahanap mo, if you could share if you have yung proof. Kumbaga, kailangan mo ng proven ng na kaya mo na yung sa data engineering roles. And then when it comes naman sa JD, kung paano mo rin mapoposition yung sa resume mo, it helps if it's aligned there, or dun mo ma-highlight ano ba yung kailangan ng role na to, like do you have the skills that they're looking for, and then yun yung ilagay mo sa bullet points mo, no? And then for ayun nga, sa portfolio mo, since it's one of your struggle here, yung end-to-end pipeline. So, ayan, pakitaan mo na kami ng GitHub mo if you have a project ready to be shared. Analytics engineering, not DE. Oh, okay. Data engineering yung nakuha ko eh. Pero, okay. So, yun, mas align mo lang din yung sa mo. And what else? Yung sa skills mo naman, sa baba, sa skills section, okay naman. It's very ATS friendly, I'd say, but it's a bit hostile, like yung sa technical skills, like repeatedly data. Pwede siyang ma-shorten naman. Like have a condensed form of that. And then, what else? Yan, I think. And so far, masasabi ko, bottom line is that you don't have a skills gap, but you do have a proof gap. So, i-share mo na yung sa GitHub profile mo if you have any.
And medyo nag-break lang po yung last few statements for Miss Camille, but ayun, so ayun po. And so I think the last one that she said was, Miss Camille said was yung the idea of a skills gap versus a proof gap. So like for someone who's already experienced, it's a good way to it's a good skill to have to be able to showcase or have a proof of what you've done or what you're capable of doing. Ayan po. Ayan, so so those are the 6 resumes for today. So for the ones that we reviewed, if you have any follow-up questions, please feel free to drop them po. So um, I just want to open the floor din po if you have any questions. We do have 15 minutes left. I think the best use of our time is to further answer more questions because we have a very huge audience here. Actually, napuno po natin yung Discord pala. Kaya pala may mga hindi nakakapasok kasi 50 lang po yung capacity ng room. So sorry po sa mga hindi nakapag-join. We'll try our best to accommodate more people next time. Pero we'll open the floor for questions. So there's one here. If we still have time from Shiro, is it possible to review my resume po? Do you have a link we can quickly check? And then I think very quick feedback lang if there's something specific to your resume. Yan. So hopefully hindi masyadong madami yung like private info, but because we'll be sharing and recording this, hopefully it's okay. I'll be showing it here. So yun. So this will be a live quick feedback. We also have some people from HR here. Please feel free to send your inputs, and then to also our guests, speakers, reviewers. If you have any questions po, you can just unmute yourself and give input po. So I think for Shiro, if you can share what you're trying to achieve, are you it looks here that you're just a fresh graduate. You mentioned earlier, like, are you looking for a data analyst job? So you say it's data engineering. And so while we're waiting for like questions from the other Q&As po, we'll just quickly go over this extra resume po. So I'll just quickly go over it. So there's that summary, as we mentioned by most of our recruiters here. If we can remove that and replace with something else, like a highlight of your skills. And for me as a technical recruiter, yan, same sentiments po. So please do try to remove or replace this yung real estate, yung konting space na meron tayo for a one-pager resume, if we can put something more na mas mag-entice. Di ba parang resume is the first impression. So, yun. So, medyo yun. Pagbasa mo sa kanya, medyo block agad siya ng paragraph. So, yun. Applying the tips kanina from our speakers, I think if someone wants to share din po, please let me know po. So yun, so the in reverse chronological order, so the most latest muna followed by the yung pinaka earlier ones. So there's the skills here, technical skills, soft skills. I guess one of my questions then for our panel, like for technical skills, do we want it to be broken down po ba into, let's say, so this is for, like for example, for data engineering, do we want skills for containerization or yung iba for automation, or do you just want to see a one-liner for all technical skills lumped into one? So that's a personal question for me din po.
Actually, for me lang, just to add, parang not all naman should be there. Parang minsan ibabangga mo din siya dun sa job opening that you're applying for eh. Sometimes it's the tools that you can highlight kasi yun yung hinahanap dun sa job para ma-check na agad ng recruiter na, "Uy, alam niyo 'to." So, yeah, that's my
Ayun, thank you, Miss Chloe. So just to reiterate, no, sabi ni Miss Chloe, ibabangga yung resume dun sa ina-applyan na job. So that's kind of hinting na if we can customize our resumes tailored to specific job posting. So let's say if an analyst and then Power BI yung tech stack nila or like Microsoft, then please try your best to iangat mo lahat or i-put mo into bold lahat ng mga Microsoft products para isang tingin pa ng recruiter, they can say, "Oy, it's a good fit kasi marunong siya ng mga skills na hinahanap," I guess. So, yun po. And then, education is here. Yeah, may dates kung kailan siya natapos. So, there's also projects here. Ayan, maganda, mayroon siyang link sa GitHub. So, that's one thing. So, there's dashboards. May deep learning, may classification project na rin siya. And then the skills. And so I'll just read the question to feedback from Sir Pepito here. So he mentioned Googling about the Harvard layout, and then there's no need to tailor fit your CV just to fit to the job opportunity. It should, if it should reflect on your skill mastery and not just writing to be recognized. And so he mentions na no need to super tailor fit. So as long as you can present it in a format that's easy to digest. Yeah. So ayun. So thank you, Shiro-chan, for sharing your resume. We'll proceed to the questions na lang din po. So I'll just read the feedback or the Q&A questions one by one. So, first question from Mariel. Ano pong examples ng mga quantifiable impact na pwedeng ilagay sa experience section? So if anyone from our guests can give some input, thank you po.
An top of mind example here would be quantifiable in terms of cost savings or time savings. No? For example, you have a past role na nag-develop ka ng automation. So, you can highlight in your resume na the automation you developed or you were part of resulted to 80% time savings for whatever process. Parang ganun.
Ayan, thank you po. Yan, so yan, pwede yung mga ganun. So anything with numbers, it's good. So kunwari, if you're a data analyst that's focused on sales, if you made an algorithm or a recommendation system that eventually increased sales by 20%, that would be a good quantifiable impact kasi yung may numbers siya. So either cost savings or increase in revenue, those are good things to write po. And then another question from Miss Jean po. Hi, just a question po. How to reconcile, if necessary, if may mga current roles or experiences after grad that are all client-facing and more on collaboration? Um, though my degree, yung BS Math, plus my side projects are all geared into data analyst, is it a negative thing po ba? Or is it contradicting? I think sige po, yes po.
Ayan. Um, Ako, as I work as a consultant, so a lot of it is client facing. To be honest, and plus if you have client facing experience, because that's one of actually the hardest things na ituturo mo to someone. So a technical skill, uh, if you're trying to be a data engineer or data analyst, it's pretty much the default, right? It's the baseline. But something that you don't really find in everyone is the ability to talk to clients, to be able to present your technical stuff into something that's understandable by non-technical people. So for me, I'd say it's a plus for consulting. But I think it also, baka Chloe or uh, Nicole can give an input on that then.
Yeah, thank you, Miss Kyla. And so to echo for Miss Shiva, so yun, if it's a necessary skill, which is yung client-facing experience, would be good still to add po. Okay, let's move on to any other questions po. From Christine, I have a computer science degree, but my job experience are all domain business side. Is it a negative approach for technical recruiters? Ako siguro I can just quickly add. Siguro it's definitely a plus side kung if you're applying specifically as a data analyst, let's say you have logistics experience, even though it's not as a data analyst for logistics, let's say nasa operations ka, and then if you're planning to apply, it's actually a strength if you apply also sa same industry. So you can apply as a data analyst for a logistics company kasi hindi mo na kailangan aralin yung domain. Because for example, as a data analyst or even as a data engineer, it's very important to understand yung domain din. So you can use that, you can spin that to your advantage. Like if you have a specific domain na doon ka na pair me with your experience, you can definitely take the risk and then apply for the same industry as a data analyst or data engineer or analytics engineer. And another question from Sir Forrest. Good evening po. Regarding the order of the resume, is it non-negotiable that work experience should come first, followed by projects? For context, I'm a career shifter po, and I feel that my projects are more relevant than my work experience. And confirm ko lang po, just in case po, kasi naka-unmute po si Miss Camille, if you're talking po, I think wala po yatang audio po. Parang wala pa rin po.
Nag-crash daw yung Discord ni Miss Cam. Kiwi.
Yes po?
Crash yung Discord daw ni Miss Cam.
Okay po. Sige po. Okay lang po. And thank you for letting us know po, Miss Kata. Asan na and so we can park that, or if may feedback po yung other guests po regarding like if you have which one should go first for career shifters, relevant projects or previous work experience that may not be relevant to the data project data roles na ina-applyan po. That's the last question po. And then
May question si Sir Pipito para sa mga panelists natin.
ayan, sige, highlight ko po yan. So sabi ni Sir Pipito, and I think na okay na po si Miss Camille. Ayan, she said na, "I wouldn't mind seeing the projects first, lalo na kung career shifters." So, projects first over previous work, just to highlight. Ayan, so hope na-answer po yung question. So highlight ko yung next question is from Sir Pipito, a question to the panelists. Does your alumni network or where you worked before matter in giving you an edge So over this surplus of applicants. Kumbaga, let's say if recruiter ka na graduate ka ng LaSalle, do you prefer graduates also from LaSalle? As an example lang po. And then, or let's say if you worked in a specific company, do you also prefer getting, may edge po ba yung mga people from that specific company? So that's a question po for the recruiters. If you can also. Opo, wala po yata yung mic, Miss Camille. Yeah, so Miss Camille said no, it doesn't affect. Ayun, si Miss Chloe po yata may extra input din po.
Yeah, it might not be a direct answer to the question of Pepito, pero parang hindi siya edge, eh. It sounded like a bias to me. So, while there's unconscious bias na if may naka-receive ka ng CV tapos same school kayo, parang, uy, parang you'll have an initial thought na baka okay siya for the next level knowing how students from this school are, parang the quality of students from this school are. Pero initial lang yun. Parang it shouldn't stop there. Parang, sige, may edge siya for 5 seconds. Pero parang beyond that, it goes beyond that. Kasi may interview pa naman yan and then other assessments to further validate. So, ayun, hindi siya sagot to the question, but parang as recruiters or hiring managers, parang we try to avoid that bias. Yeah.
Yan, thank you for defending sa ngalan po ng mga recruiters. Yan. Thank you, Miss Chloe. Just to close out then, so I think minention pa ni Sir Pepito, so if not, what's gonna be what will be the edge if not for affiliations? So sabi naman ni Miss Camille, it's mastery, expertise, and domain knowledge. And so, siguro just a question lang po kasi this is initially started for 8 to 9. We also want to respect everyone's time, especially our guest speakers. How do you feel po about extending for a bit, let's say 10 minutes, just to close out all the open questions po? Okay, thank you po. Ayun, so the goal is just to finish everything po, so I'll quickly go over. So from Sir Aaron kanina, so ang goal niya is job searching, and if your target is yung mga more established companies for analyst roles, but it looks like daw na ang hinahanap is Microsoft-based na mga tools or experiences. Any tips how to navigate that? Kung yun yung parang current market setting po natin. And thank you, Miss Kyla. Thank you so much po for the time. Please don't forget to drop din your LinkedIn if you want to connect po with everyone else. And so yun yung latest question po is yun in terms of the landscape, no, like what's currently in demand here and what's maybe not as in demand with like Microsoft, no. So I think it really depends on how fast you want. For me personally, how fast you want to advance or how fast you want to get to the next job. So may timing issue din siya. So definitely if makikita ko na 9 out of 10 jobs ay naka Azure, naka Microsoft stack siya. I think ako personally, I will definitely go where the demand is. It's easier that way. Unless may edge ka in a very specific technology. But yeah, it helps na you build a network with the people who are, let's say, for Microsoft, we have people in the network like that are, you know, constantly sharing updates, etc. So ako personally, I would, kung ako lang yon, I will learn para ma-bridge ko rin yung gap. Let's just say Google Cloud yung experience ko, and then I wanna transition to, let's say, a Microsoft job. No, I have to understand like ano yung counterparts ng products so that when the interview comes, no, I can share where I'm coming from. I have a Google Stack na experience, but in terms of Microsoft, I can understand because these are the parang yung mapping ng mga products, etc. or ng skill sets. So I think yung technology is one thing, but the underlying foundation or yung skill sets, technical skills, like data modeling, ingestion, etc., data quality. So those are the things na pwede ma-transfer regardless of the tech stack that you're using. Ayan, I also read yung response ni Miss Camille. For Aaron po ito. Kung MS platforms na, tough yung market ngayon, but I'd pursue learning it kahit small projects with an SME. So similar to yon, go where the demand is. It's easier that way. Lalo na kung let's say 90% of the jobs are asking for Microsoft experience or Microsoft platform mostly. It's always a good shot to like listen where the noise is. Like, di ba may mga AI ngayon, like it really helps if you understand like where most of the discussions are. Ayan, so yun we did ask pala, sorry, we did ask people to redact as much personal info as possible. And so just going over some of them again. Itong kay Shiro-chan, accepted as a data camp scholar, should he add the courses or certificates? As mentioned earlier, especially for freshers, for fresh grads, entry level people, add your certificates and anything na magbibigay sa inyo ng proof. So definitely add your certificate once you get them from data camp. Yeah. And then any question from Caisius, mention po kanina is the flight risk. Ano po usually minimum months or years para hindi ma-consider na flight risk? So yun, next question po. How about that po?
Top of mind, I think if usually the probationary period is 6 months, 'di ba? So medyo red flag if nakita kong less than 6 months lang siya or close to that in a certain role. So parang my answer would be greater than 6 months or a year. Hindi na siya flight risk. I think. Yeah, that's my thought.
Yeah, thank you po. So yun. Okay, and then I'll just go over the next question. Hello, question. I'm currently an HR data analyst, but I feel like medyo mababa yung technical rigor na ginagawa ko in my current role. Would it be a good plan to shift into a different industry that is more client-facing? Ako personally, I just to give insight or my take lang din, if it really depends where you see yourself, siguro short term, like 1 to 3 years from now. Would you want to be in a client-facing that's a mix of um, business domain slash marunong ka rin mag like data analysis, data manipulation, or do you want to be specializing medyo sa back end, like a little away from the client side, and then mas specialized yung technical skills mo. So that will definitely tell you where you want to pursue. And from someone who's working in the industry, you don't always have to shift externally, like find a new job. If you're really good or kung okay ka na employee, you're contributing to your company, don't hesitate to ask for yung mga lateral or mobility mga positions. Like, do you want to shift to an adjacent department or adjust mo yung role mo? Because it's easier to, to adjust your role than to let you go and then find a replacement for you. So if you, let's say you want to try, sabihin mo sa boss mo, sir, I want to face more clients, I want to present more to the board, etc., to the higher ups. Is there a way for me to get that opportunity within the company? Kasi andun ka na, andun na yung tiwala na sila sa'yo, especially if you've been there for at least 6 months to 1 year. Yan. So there's other ways to attack that problem, not always to shift to a different job. No, you can do it internally if possible. Okay, quickly, next question po. I'm a graduate from Mayari. I'm a graduate of BS Psych, but I don't have any formal experience. Ang nakalagay lang sa resume ko is basic detail, summary, projects, university that I attended, and skills. Aside from those, what are the things I can do to increase my odds na mapansin yung resume ko? As mentioned before with our guests, definitely have some certificates, yung something else that tells na you're ready for the data role. And from Spraken, how to structure your resume if you have multiple freelancing gigs na nag-overlap, let's say date work, sa main work experience mo. And so maybe we can get more info from that, how to properly structure if may overlapping work due to freelancing gigs po. Maybe I can add kasi currently employed din ako pero I'm also doing freelance work on the side. Okay lang ipagsama mo siya. Yung current role mo, it'll be your first role. And then sa pangalawang entry, you can do, let's say, you're a technical or business consultant and then ilagay mo na lang siya as yung years then dash present then. So just be ready. I guess kasi natatanong din ako before like how will it impact if they kunwari if you're applying for if you're applying for new work, so they'll ask like how soon can you start, etc. So pag may nakalagay na dash present, usually ina-ask nila when are you available the soonest. Yun. So I think so it's 9:15 po. Hopefully you learned a lot from this session po. So I just want to thank again so much our three guest speakers for today. So Miss Chloe, Miss Kyla, and Miss Camille. I think maraming questions pa. There's a lot of other people then messaging if they can pass their resumes. Unfortunately talaga it's the time constraint. But we really appreciate your time tonight and everyone's time here tonight. So we'll be sending po just a feedback form na lang sa social media, sa DEP groups, no? Para if you have any feedback with this session, when do you want it next? Do you still want another one? Any feedback for our guest speakers, for the host then, for the event, and any other things you want to share po. And so, mga questions here, we'll definitely want to have a separate session for interview preparation naman po. So more on sample dialogues na. So that's also one thing we want to have soon in the coming days, months po. Ayan. So there's we have that Google Sheet, Google Forms for feedback. We really appreciate any feedback po. We listen to everyone as much as possible, and we just want to thank everyone for attending this first session ng Data Masters for this year. We definitely want to have more sessions in the coming weeks, in the coming months po. Ayan. So with that po, we'll be ending tonight's session. Again, thank you so much to our guest speakers and thank you so much to the volunteers for this event and our audience then. Your time is very valuable. We really appreciate everyone and yon, sana makahanap na tayo ng job and projects, side gigs soon. Ayan. Thank you so much.